Good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Toonie with Toonie Does. Sorry it's been a while since I've posted an update video. I've been struggling with some technical difficulties. I had to save up a little bit of money to buy a computer so I can edit my videos. My iPad just wasn't cutting it and doing the trick. So it's been a little while since I've made a video, and in that amount of time I've had some major devastation in my flower garden. It has been ravaged by spider mites and things just weren't looking very good, and I did some treatments, but they weren't really working, so I've tried some other things, and finally all of my plants are now pushing new growth. Especially we had a couple of heat waves here in California that also really devastated a lot of my plants. So things have gotten ripped out or moved around. A lot of it just suffered through the heat wave and wasn't producing anything, and now I'm on an upswing and things are starting to actually come together and look a little bit better in the cut flower garden. So I'm going to turn the camera around and kind of just do a quick little tour of how it's looking right now, and show you like the damage between the spider mites and show the new growth on my dahlias, or what got hit the hardest. All right, here is the left side if you're looking at the garden from the front of the house, and I do have a couple of small victories that I'm really excited about. I had cosmos planted back here behind this rose bush. Those were the first to get hit with spider mites, and I ended up taking them out. And I had some small celosia here, and that just ended up dying, and I had to rip that out. There's marigold right here, got hit with spider mites, and I've been treating it, but this is kind of exciting to me. So all of these really cute little violas here are actually reseeding themselves. So you can see all of these cute little things that are popping up here. Oh, there goes a honeybee. Are all seeds, and then they're going to end up looking like this, and then eventually they'll mature into a larger plant. So I'm pretty excited about that. The other thing I'm really excited about is this rose bush was not taking the heat very well, and all of the leaves were just browning and curling. All of the petals on the flowers were browning and curling, and now that it's cooling down a little bit, I've been giving it fertilizer once a month. But look at all of these gorgeous, it's pushing buds here, here, and here, and they just look so beautiful, and they're just fat and happy, and this is the best I've seen this rose bush look since I planted it and transplanted it. Now right behind that is this dahlia, and this got hit really, really hard by spider mites. And if you look down in here, you can see all this damage. They just ravaged this plant, and in fact I had to cut it back quite a lot, and now it's doing a lot better and pushing a lot of new growth, and it's looking a lot healthier. The other thing that got hit by the spider mites, and you can see it, like especially these leaves in here, were these really pretty zinnias, and they're pushing a lot of new growth. I've been trimming them back. Got a lot of new blooms that are pushing through, but especially as I move around to this side, right in here, you can see all of this was damage caused by spider mites. I also noticed this, and I'm not sure if that's from caterpillars or earwigs. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more investigating. This dahlia looks horrendous. This is one of my Thomas Edison dinner plate dahlias, and you can just see how bad it looks. Just there's no leaves on it. All the leaves that are on here look like this or like this, and it's just not in good shape. And this one I think is still being attacked by spider mites, but I do have some new growth here that looks a little bit promising, where it doesn't look as bad. This one back here, I don't remember what variety this is, but it's really pretty. It's kind of burgundy on top, and then the underside of the petals are white, and you can see all of these dead leaves, but it is pushing all this new growth here, and the new growth looks really good and healthy. This also, another one, got hit really, really hard, and it just looks leggy. It doesn't look full. This sunflower here, this got hit and it's pushing new growth and finally starting to bloom out again, and it's looking a lot better. I ended up cutting it back really hard. It was looking really gross. I didn't get it on the neighbor side of the fence, obviously. And you can see all the spent blooms over there. Snapdragon, it looked like crap. Now it's finally blooming, and I'm really happy about that. This Thomas Edison got hit pretty hard by spider mites. You can see all the dried leaves here, but all of this is all new growth up here, and it's even blooming again. So I'm very happy about that. Oh, and my foxglove is blooming again, and I'm pretty excited about that. Didn't know it was gonna do that. The hollyhock is actually doing really good. It hasn't bloomed again, but it's pushed a lot of new leaves. This marigold is starting to bounce back. That dahlia got hit really hard. You can see here, all this is damaged by spider mites, and all this here is all damaged by spider mites, but all this stuff that's here and here is all new growth, and it looks really healthy again. So I'm happy about that. Move over a little bit in front of the snapdragon. This dahlia here, I had to cut it all the way back down to the ground. And you can see like this marigold, it's got a flower on it, but all that is all spider mite damage. This dahlia is one that I bought, and I have been trying really hard to keep up on it and keep it looking healthy. All of this down here has been hit by the spider mites, and that's recent. So I'm gonna need to come in here and do a treatment tonight. But if I get close, you can see all of that. But look at the blooms. Isn't that pretty? It is just blooming its head off right now, and I'm really happy about that. There's my hiatus. It's just all dried up and it's gone to seed, and I'm just letting it do its thing, and then I'm going to come in here and harvest these seeds out of it and plant those up in other areas for this next year. Pardon me. This guy got hit pretty bad, and it has not bloomed since I planted it, and look, now it's starting to bloom again. But there was a Cosmo there that I ripped out. There was another one there. This guy's bouncing back and looking really good. And then I have all these pretty snapdragons that are just blooming like crazy. This rose bush, planted it, has not produced any bloom since I planted it, but I did give it some fertilizer, and now it's pushing all this new growth, so that's great. Here is my last two Cosmos. So that one has minor spider mite damage, but it's pushing a lot of new growth. This one has spider mite damage. It's still producing blooms, but you can see the leaves. And you can see all these little white things on here, and even if I can get a little bit closer, there's the webs. So this will get treated today too. And last, my bee balm. Pretty excited that that's blooming. The honeybees are gonna love it. One last thing, so this beautiful week's rose, it's a climbing rose that I purchased. It's called At Last, I think. Hang on. Above All. Sorry, this is an Above All, and it's a climber. It just had not been doing very well. I've been giving it fertilizer. It's still in the can. I need to plant it. And you can see like the leaves got burnt. It just wasn't very happy. They were browning and curling like this. And so I started giving it fertilizer, and the blooms are finally, it's blooming. This one bloom here, and this is the best bloom since I've bought it. So the fertilizer is working. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you for tuning into my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.